Identified our pivot, what we need to do next is draw out an empty table. So what you need to do now is draw a table, put the same column headings in, and leave space at the end for our notes. And I also suggest you put horizontal lines in for each row. Sometimes it's actually easier to do a whole grid like this. Right, which position was our pivot in? Megan, can you describe in this table here, where was our pivot?
Like in what way?
Like, if I put my finger here, where was my pivot?
Down and left.
It was here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. You put a 1 in there. Okay. Yes, you've got to draw it out again, a blank one, and you've got to put a 1 in that position. Seth, have we done this? With a 1 in there. Do I believe you? No. Okay. So, draw that out. There's always a 1 in there. What used to be in there? 4. No. What we have done, and you always ask yourself, what used to be here? So, I'm going to sort of do some notes down here, okay? That used to be 4. It's now 1. What have you said, Adam? Yeah, to get from there to there, I divided by 4. I divide my entire row by 4. So whatever you divided by, what I do now, I divide the entire old row by 4.
How many marks was this question?
Quite a lot. Okay. Often in an exam, they will have done some of it for you and will ask you to do the next stage, stuff like that.
None of it's really difficult, it's just takes ages.
Yes, which is why I said on the board at the beginning, it's like an infuriating topic. It's not difficult, it's fiddly, and when we get into the numbers later on, you get all sorts of, when you're dividing, the numbers often get very messy in fractions and stuff, and it's very easy to make an arithmetic error.
Have to do one wrong.
You're stuffed. If you do one wrong, you can get stuffed, yeah. So, here, we're dividing by 4. Right, I'm going to see if I can put my two tableaus together. Well, there's the bottom row. You can see it on the top of the board. What is 0 divided by 4? What is 2 divided by 4? A half. What is 4 divided by 4? The 1. What is 0 divided by 4? What is 1 divided by 4? What is 150 divided by 4? Yeah. Okay? That is that new row. What did I say earlier on were the very important columns? The basic ones, that's right, Will, yeah. And how can we identify basic columns?
Zeros and ones.
They're all zeros and ones. This column here becomes a basic column in the next tableau. So the column the pivot was in becomes a basic column. What does that tell me about the other entries in that column? They must be 0. Okay. We happy with that bit?
Why then?
Because that's what happens. The pivot always identifies where a basic column is moving to. And if it's a basic column, by definition, which is what that's said over here, is it's all noughts apart from a 1. Well, there's a 1, they have to be noughts. Now what you've got to do is think carefully. You look at your two tableaus. What used to be in this position I'm pointing to here? Seth, will you watch please? What used to be in this position? Minus 12. Well, I've got to get a nought in there. You ask yourself, how many of this number here do you add or take to this number here to get that 0? I will say that, yes, Megan's got it, okay? I will go through that again. Okay? How many of these do you add or take to this to get that? Megan? 12.
Will that always be 1?
Yes, that will always be 1. So what we do is this. Row 1 in this table is going to be the old row 1 plus 12 of our new row 3s. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to star the new ones. So my new row 1 is my old row 1 plus 12 of my new row 3s. Okay? So that star up there means a new row. If it's not starred, I mean an old row. So I'm just going to write that down here. I've just written down, I'm going to write down a bit bigger. R1 star equals R1 plus 12 R3 star. That's what I just written down. And the star means it's a row in my new table. If it's not starred, it means it's a row in my old table.
We're going to have to do another table because it's still going to be minuses.
Oh yeah. You're quite right. Yes. Okay.
The question is only less than 12 marks. I'm just going to leave it.
We'll have a look later on to see how we're going. I'm wondering whether we'll get this example finished before half term, but we'll see how we go. Let's have a look. So, right, I'm going to pick on different people to do sums. Right, I'm going to pick Adam first here. In here, it is my old row 1 number plus 12 of my new row 3 numbers. It'll be 1 plus 12 nothings.
Hang on, why are we using row 3?
It's always multiples of the row that appears in here first, Megan. Hang on. So, okay, Megan. The new row 1 is always the old row 1 plus some multiple of a row that we did first in the new tableau.
So it's not necessarily the third one.
No, it's the one that's first one that's in there. It's the one. It's always the one with the basic column with the 1 in that row. Right, I'm going to go to Seth to do the next one. Seth, the number that goes in here, Seth, will be my old row 1 number from that position plus 12 lots of that. So I'm doing minus 10 plus 12 lots of a half, which is minus 10 plus 6, which you said, Seth, was? Minus 4. Yes, you do it all the way across. Rob, this one here, I need to do 0 plus 12 lots of 0.
So 0.
I'm going to say 0.
Is correct.
Hang on, why is that 1 up there? Oh, because it used to have 1 in it.
Right, Jess, here, this new T column one, it'll be that number there plus 12 lots of that number there. What will it be? 3, yeah. It'll be 0 plus 12 quarters, that's right. Okay, next one, Will. This number here will be this one here, plus 12 lots of that. 450 is correct, well done. Okay? Excellent, right. That was new row 1. We now need to do the same thing on our new row 2.
But why? Because we know we're going to have to do a new table. Why don't we just start in there?
No, we finish this table first, because without this row in a minute we can't do the theta values in a minute. So, our new row 2. You look first of all in your pivotal column. It used to be a 3. It's now a 0. How many of these have I added or taken to that to get that 0? Right, so Seth, you were correct in what you said. So my new row 2 is equal to my old row 2 and yes, minus 3 new row 3. So that I wrote down, yeah, my new row 2 is equal to my old row 2 minus 3 of my new row 3s. That's correct. Okay? Right, Sam, it's your turn. This position here, it'll be that, take away 3 lots of that. Now it's so easy, you can do another one. This one will be that, take away 3 lots of that. That's correct. Next one is done. 1, take away 3 nothings. Nothing, take away 3 quarters.
Negative 3 quarters.
Hang on, why are we taking away?
120, take away 3 37 and a halves.
Minus 100, what was it? 150.
120.
Is that just close something?
Is it
Why are we
15
taking
over
away